What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're on the American Desert, and I gotta tell you, these changes that they've done to the map are pretty good. I like them. I feel like it's done a lot of balance to the map, but there's still a lot of imbalance to at least the southern spawn. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But this battle turned out pretty good. It could have turned out a little bit better for Team 2. Obviously, we know that Team 2 is always the losing team, the way that these are set up. But I feel like Team 2 could have done a little bit more to kind of help ensure their victory. But, well, not ensure their victory because they didn't have a victory, but to help try to prevent their loss. There we go. That's how I should say it. But as we're looking here, Team 1 has an excellent spread between A point, B point, and C point. I mean, you cannot get much better than that. Team 2, however, they have kind of a push towards the C point. They have a strong push towards the B point, and their push towards the A point is really good, except for they had a Puma that tried to push up too fast and try to take the cap point, and that really was a waste. You can get away with that kind of shenanigans over at the C point where people kind of sort of go to, but they kind of don't, and you can get there a lot faster. But with the A point now and how many people go there, you just can't do that, and that is a lesson learned. You can't like completely rush and push the A point like that without getting into a spot of bother. The C point, you can't. The B point, I wouldn't even try it because there's always people that go to the B point. The C point is really a hit and miss. And that's what we can see here is that, Team 2 had a few go. Team 1 had, honestly, it was a rarity to see so many people push to the C point, but, it is what it is. And, here Team 2 is going to come through. They're going to take the B point here in a minute, and that's really great because if you look at Team 1 and how they're spread out there, that would normally be pretty good, and I'm not quite sure what caused Team 1 to lose their vehicles here, other than I'm guessing they pushed corners when they didn't need to. Team 2 was taking the cap because the guy that's down in the buildings, like right at the edge of the D4 block, he can touch the cap and decap it. But if the heavy around the B point wants to try to cap, he has to, like right there, he has to push forward and peek the corner, which makes him vulnerable. Now, back to the C point area over here, that right spawn. Team 2 is already getting spawn camped, well, at least they're getting locked in their spawn, and these one guys are just going to hold them there. Now, unfortunately, this new rock formation does not make it as easy to keep them locked in there. The biggest problem with this map in the southern spawn, though, is that where the gas station is, or that concrete platform, trying to get out of that hole is such a pain. Because as you're cresting up to try to see out of there, the enemy, if they're in the trees, they're in the grasses, whatever else, they know where you're coming from. There's a limited number of spots where you can get out from and be able to aim down far enough because you're going uphill, so you have to be able to aim down further, and so they just instantly blap you. If you try to come out the backside of the gas station or that southern spawn, there's usually people sitting in the rocks right there, actually, well, right there where that yellow mark is, and you're stuck either way. So this map needs to get one more rework and just fix that southern spawn, maybe put more rocks around it, make it so it's not a hole. I'm not sure. It's a super disadvantage for the southern side of the map. But from here we can see that Team 1 has got the AB completely secured. Team 2 has finally gotten that C point locked down. Well, they're in the process of locking it down, but there's aircraft everywhere. Team 1 now notices that they're losing the C point and they start pushing towards it to go ahead and ensure that victory, because until you have all the caps and you got the enemy surrounded, the victory is not ensured. Because technically because we're at battle rating 5.7, if we were up tiered all the way, technically there could be a nuke, so somebody could be flying in with their final blast, but that's not the case here because we would already been at the nuke part of it. But this will play out as it plays out. The Team 1 guys go encompass the C point. I can't remember specifically if we ended up taking the C point back or just continued fighting over it as a tickets draw, but it was a good battle all in all. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope this helps you guys learn American Desert.